100, 1,000? 1,000 what? Strands of hair? Toenail clippings? The f you gonna get 1,000 bottle caps from? Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we're here with another reaction to Fallout. We're on season 2, episode 5, which is called The Wrangler. So last episode was Lucy being high. My girl is unfortunately addicted to drugs, and it seems to be bringing out a side of her that is shocking to mostly herself. But they're continuing into Vegas, and they encounter a Deathclaw, which is something we were introduced to last episode. It's some type of, I don't know, kaiju type beast. It looks pretty scary, and we know for a fact that back in the day when Coop was still a human, he was terrified of that thing. So it doesn't look like that's changed. And yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna go down because I don't think either of them is suited to take this thing on. And back in the bunker, we see that the water crisis is continuing to escalate, and we discovered that, what's her name, Stephanie, is actually not who she says she is. She's supposed to be born in the vault, but that didn't happen. She somehow got into the vault after the war started, so thank you for the people in the comments that gave me the context there. I was like, I don't understand why the ID is such a big deal, but now I see why why she should not be letting anyone see that, and also why she's so, you know, hell-bent on getting whatever the box is that Hank brought from the old world into the bunker. And then the last thing was Maximus. Maximus attempted to try to clean up the mess that he made by taking out the Commonwealth soldier, but that did not go as planned at all because he doesn't have it in him to take out someone in cold blood like that. So yeah, unfortunately he had to run away with the artifact, aka the cold fusion module, and all hell's breaking loose with the Brotherhood. So all in all, easy day. Ready to jump into this episode, so let's do that. But just before I do, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And remember, you can catch the uncut version of this reaction on my Patreon. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. Try one of your speeches, Lucy. But you're friendly and you're a good person. Oh, hell no, we're not in the middle of a kaiju fight. That's a Godzilla versus King Kong up in this.
I defer to you about what to do in this situation.
Right? No smart answers this time. Exactly. Let's not get involved. Let's do that. Let's let the kaijus fight each other.
I really think I need some more drugs. You have any more?
Drugs? No, I ain't got any more drugs.
The way he said it so incredulously. Dog meat, run! Gonna work? The way he was not even remotely impressed by that grenade. He was like, is that all you got? Huh. Thank you, dog meat. Oh, that haul though. That won't hold them long. So is there another way into Vegas, or do you have to go through kaiju hell?
And those surprisingly smelly lizard monster bull things.
Yeah, kind of like a minotaur if it was a kaiju.
A vault for management. That's where my wife is. My daughter is too.
We hope.
Turns out there's more than a few special vaults for management sprinkled across the wasteland.
Or so they said.
All of them empty.
So that's Vault 31, no?
You can't just waltz past a pack of death claws.
They're called death claws.
Yes. It's a video game. What do you want?
And frankly, whatever we do, we need to do it quickly. I ain't very much out of drugs.
She's like, everything is now surrounding this one problem.
Hey, maybe they'll have something to take down one of those lizards.
Likely not, yeah. If they could get rid of them, you think they'd still have them? I mean, they're good security.
Guess you saw them Deathclaw things come up from Quarry Junction.
Can't miss them.
Don't try to charge me taxes, lizard. I'll shoot your goddamn head off.
Talk. Talking.
Damn, well, I'm a bartender. It's kind of my job. But also, I guess as a patron, you have the right to drink in silence. You are looking more and more like a corpse, my friend. I have so many questions about the whole ghoul thing. You know, like how much longer does he have? He's been around for 200 years already.
Where I come from, which is America, the house.
Just always, just all of America, huh? Hey, y'all, what you're looking at right here is called a payphone. And yes, back in the day, you had a rotary dial, see? That's how you dialed the number.
This is the only way to stop it.
Is this what I think it is?
You're a soldier. You've killed before.
It's not the same.
I'm giving you the opportunity to save countless lives in exchange for one.
Still a life.
The ends justify the means.
Does it? Very rarely. No, it's so crazy because, like, I'm not a fan of war or military. You know, if you watch my channel, you know, I just feel like the world would be a better place if we could all just not have militaries. But I understand that when you are in an active war situation and people are trying to kill you and you're defending yourself, that's a much different situation than going to assassinate somebody, you know, that you might know or who seems like an innocent person short of some decisions you disagree with, right? And I feel like she could have gotten him to do it or take the poison if she hadn't tried to minimize how much of an impact it was going to make on him. Mm. This lady, you're the lady who gave the award. Really? She's 100 years old.
Really sorry about that.
It's fine.
When she sees
Fighting
you.
the good fight is mostly a series of humiliations.
Mm-hmm. It's sad that she, like what she said was true though. Many times when you're trying to fight for something you think is so important and many things that should be common sense on a human level, you have people who just toss you aside like trash because they want the money. That better be a Diet Coke, pal. Yeah, immediately giving douchebag vibes, not gonna lie. No shade to the actor. It's the aura. It's the aura. And the mustache.
Mr. House would like to see you.
I didn't ring. I did not send for him or call for him. Wow, that's quite the setup. Probably uses it to watch Prawn.
I know that you came to Vegas to kill me.
Oh, do you?
Did you not?
I accompanied my wife, you narcissistic bastard. The ghoul peddler. He's heading to Vegas too. Okay. All roads lead to Vegas for some reason this season. Like a warning, jeez. I mean, there's also he was the guy who violated chickens too, right? Y'all hide your livestock.
I'll admit you'd be disappointed in how I've behaved since we've been apart. But
Do I want to know who it's talking to?
Oh,
What the hell
look
are you
at
doing
eh?
here?
Go watch from behind a shrub or something like a civilized person.
He's like, I'm not here to shame.
Where were we?
Oh, you're gonna be a test subject. Well, I feel like that's your karma for the chickens. So did he run out of all the people that were frozen? I guess. Of course, they didn't show if she's actually in there. That's a trump card Hank could use if they actually are in there.
How would you like to forget everything you've ever known? Your language and motor skills will remain intact.
Like, is this the way you start conversations, sir?
Will be completely and utterly removed from your memory.
Please. Yes.
Okay. I mean, his life doesn't look like it's all that great, but still. Painful as life may be, it's what makes you who you are. So now that he said that, I'm more convinced my theory is correct. He wants to do it to Lucy.
Oh, good gracious.
I wonder how it affects him. He's been on a lot of drugs. Oh, we're zooming out. We're zooming out. Oh, he survived. It's the drugs. Thank God. I love the fake out they did with the camera work though, right? Okay. You can go see Daddy's office? Super fun. See how old your daddy actually is. Don't touch that. That's fresh though. Yeah, y'all sitting there making fun of dead people.
I need to craft a weapon.
Yeah, now you thought about that? A fan? Okay. Is he gonna blow him away? Oh. Oh, hey, these two.
They know what I mean.
What is making that noise in the elevator?
Do you really need to know?
Roach Farm.
Had her help a fella from the Enclave get through the shithole to some folks from the NPR.
Those are all words he does not know what they mean.
Pretty slim odds. What would it be in con country?
All words he doesn't know.
What?
Exactly.
I don't understand what you're
He's
saying.
just, he lived in a.
Your sister is dead, honey.
You don't know that.
Exactly. Lucy's tougher than she looks.
You don't know my sister.
Exactly.
Go home, Balti.
He won't.
Let's go.
Just like
Barb.
Lucy, he ain't gonna listen. They're not very good at listening, these kids.
Suddenly you're a big Samaritan, huh?
Baby, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to be a better person.
Like, don't ruin her journey. She's getting close to the end. She wants to go to the pearly gates. 24-hour service. 100, 1,000? 1,000 what? Strands of hair? Toenail clippings? The f you gonna get 1,000 bottle casts from? Oh, Lucy. What would Lucy of last season say about you breaking in to steal drugs? I'm assuming a dick doll, though, is probably to help with withdrawal.
What are you doing?
No.
He left town.
In a box?
Okay. So he's not in that trash can behind me?
Oh, Sonny.
I mean, it's not weird for someone to rob a store naked. Lots of people do it, okay?
Really? Is that what you did in that uniform that doesn't fit you? I don't think Sonny was a crop top kind of guy.
You're not gonna shoot me as I go, sir. Don't touch that gun. If you touch that gun, I'm gonna have to maim you.
She did warn you. Dead shot even high. Damn, Lucy. You a problem, girl?
I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing? Oh, nope. He did more than maim. Well, actually, he fell on something, it looks like. Well, who's gonna run this shop now?
Who are you?
Sonny's niece.
I don't know.
I don't know, is that I can't think of something to make up right now, or I'm actually losing my memories because of the drugs.
Mr. Howard,
Back into a
I've been
flashback.
following you for some time.
Weirdo?
Have you? Oh,
Stalker, it's so gross.
come down here.
I'm not, what?
You and I talk.
Why are you talking to me like I'm a freaking dog?
But I did license a piece of software to Westtech, which gave me access to the T-45 armor you.
That makes sense.
I saw the demon in the snow.
Indeed it was.
I believe that is connected to the future of this great nation.
Yeah? Why are you still here?
To your wife.
Well, now he's gonna stay. Really? You came downstairs? I'm one of those girls. You can't tell me what to do and talk to me like that. I'm gonna stand up there all night. I don't care. You can yell.
I know who is making what technology, and I acquire that technology at the most lucrative moment in its span of functionality.
You just gonna let this man push random buttons around you, sir?
Arm and protect Las Vegas from the coming nuclear war. Initiated by my wife.
Vault-Tec.
Unclear. By Vault-Tec, then.
There we go. Get closer.
Despite what we both heard in that meeting.
We.
Vault-Tec is it's your wife, though. I don't know. You said you knew everything.
Right? I didn't think you had those words in your vocabulary.
Predict future events.
Can't predict humans, though. Well, not 100%.
But the date the data coalesced might. April 14th, 2065 at 5:17 a.m. Is that date of any interest to you?
It must be if you brought it up.
That's my daughter's birthday.
Had a feeling.
The moment that you bought your ticket to Las Vegas, the date the world was going to end jumped forward by 1 month.
Okay.
What are you, a fortune teller now?
Right, like, bro, can you get to the point? What is it with all y'all loving to talk too damn much?
I don't know yet how you figure into all of this, but you most certainly do.
Cool, can I go?
They think that you are gonna end things. No. The bombs will not be dropped by me or any of the idiots at that meeting. But I believe there is another player at the table.
Is that player the
Same
comb that combs your
unknown
mustache?
entity responsible for your demon in the snow.
Oh, that's true. Who did create them?
Who? I don't know.
What? You're supposed to know everything. You're such a liar. How can you start off with a bold statement like that and have say, I don't know 3 times in the damn conversation?
What if you're just a fucking lunatic?
There's a little bit of that going on.
It's your small life.
Is it small?
Spending your days pretending to be a cowboy.
And?
While your wife is making apocalyptic proposals at board meetings.
No one liked me when I was growing up. My mama didn't breastfeed me.
I think you're a killer. I think I know exactly who you are.
Sure. Oh. Do we have a dark secret, maybe? Why did that speech affect you so much? Especially since you chose not to try to kill him. Yeah, people like Robert House drive me insane. Like, bro, just admit that you're compensating for your esteem issues by always having to tell people how smart you are. Like, it's not that it's not true, but why do you need to feel the need to put me down?
Even if my parents survived the bombs, they'd be gone by now.
Yeah.
Same with my friends.
Unless they're immortal.
Did you know going in about the future Enterprise Ventures?
Good angle.
Bud's boss, her name was Barbara Howard.
Yikes.
Do you know where her office is?
Good place to start digging. Can we talk about the generators in this place? Because damn.
You're not really Bud's successor, are you?
Audacity. But true.
Because you're not absolutely nuts.
And you're not a dickhead.
If they realize you took that from them, there's no telling what they'll do.
Well, I guess we're going to find out.
I'll be right back.
Oh, no. You're about to get your ass whooped.
First evolutionary virus.
You lied to us.
The lamp. You need Lucy's sure shot right now. Bend down, flip his ass over. Come on. Just made it, huh? Wow, straight out of the pods and murder, huh? That's why you gotta take out the Giga Chads right away. Not her vaping. He did say he was gonna clear that out of your body. You done? That sounded hearty. That was one hit. Maybe put that away. You can't take another hit of that. You'll die of dehydration.
You done?
I don't know. Is there anything left? Organs are coming up next.
Least I can do. Consider.
Yeah, I think considering what?
I'll let him explain.
Sent by your daddykins, huh?
You're gonna walk right back out of here and lead us to my father.
It's not gonna do that.
Mr. McLean is watching over this gentleman's wife and daughter.
Didn't I say it was a trump card?
They are quite peacefully resting.
Are they though? We didn't see the bodies in the stasis.
Listen to him. Whatever it is, we can't trust him.
I think he absolutely would kill those people.
Safe and sound in their cryo chambers. If you bring his daughter back to the safety of her vault.
She ain't going back. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, friend.
Do you accept?
He's in a rock and a hard place, Luce.
You can't actually be considered.
Lucy is his wife and daughter.
Lucy, I brought you here to bargain with.
Did he really? Probably. It's a rock and a hard place, hun.
We're actually beginning to get along.
You were just high for 2 days. I'm kidding. Oh, nighty-night. Please don't tell me it's more addictive drugs. He feels guilty about it, though.
Good afternoon.
Crazy. I'd say poor him, but there was a lot of chickens that would say otherwise. Come on, Coop. Come up with an alternative plan.
Family's a fucked up thing.
So you drink whenever you're about to make a really questionable decision. Is that it? Or when you question your morality?
Oh my god. Come on. Can I have a kiss? I have to ride the missile.
Ew. Okay. Oh. Deserved. Won't kill him. Well, he never said y'all were friends, to be fair. She's a kind wife. She's like, "Aw, get your ass up. Get your ass home. Drunk on this mechanical bull."
We need to talk.
Pretense over. See, those words are probably what you should have said to Lucy. Creep. Don't know how you're gonna get yourself out of this one, but at least you know this works, because if Lucy's taken into the belly of the beast, then she'll have access to the vaults and the cryopods, which is something that the ghoul is probably not going to get alive. So things all happen for a reason, Lucy, even though it does look a little not so nice right now. All right, guys. Well, that was episode 5. And yeah, a lot more backstory on kind of what led us to this mess that we're in now. We didn't have any Maximus, so we're just going to have to assume that he's still on the road. But they circle back. We see that Hank is still continuing to do his experiments. But of course, it looks like he ran out of people that he was willing to test on in the cryopods. So he was just going out and finding whoever he could. And we see that he grabbed the guy that we met last season, you know, the peddler of the ghoul medicine, the man who is wanted for questionable things. And he, Hank's been working, obviously he's been tweaking and trying to find the right frequency, etc. As I said, yes, it's very possible that they did figure out the right thing to use for that device to get that mind control to work. But I think there's just too many variables that are being overlooked here. And one of the big ones, like I said, is that Wasteland people have been exposed to decades of radiation. They are exposed to all kinds of foreign elements. That man in particular, I'm pretty sure he's probably taken a few shots of ghoul juice his own self. God knows how many drugs. God knows what kind of diseases are running through him with his proclivities. The point is, there's probably a lot of reasons why it worked for him, and maybe it's not just Hank's, tweaking, right? So anyway, we see that Hank wanted to, well, basically he's the litmus test to see if he could actually get the device to work, but also it worked for him to have a safe messenger to go and, offer the deal to the ghoul. Right? Hank obviously intimately knows Coop and knows the way Coop's mind works, probably to an extent at this point. And he knew, like, as soon as I saw the vaults, saw that Barbara and Janie were in those pods, I was like, there's no way, right? Coop is not going to risk, because yeah, Hank absolutely would. I have no doubt that Hank would 1000% follow those people out, kill that wife and daughter, because he's got nothing left to live for, really, in his opinion, right? He can't go back to in his opinion, he can't go back to his vault. And if Lucy refuses to accept him as he is, then he's kind of lost his family too, right? I also feel like there's a part of Hank that's never forgiven himself for what he did in Shady Sands, mostly because his wife survived and, eventually ended up a ghoul. But anyway, all that to say that I don't put it past him, and I don't blame the ghoul for not feeling confident on trying to call Hank's bluff. And, as much as I hate it for Lucy, because I know that she very much, that's again her naivety, thinking that her and the ghoul are like somehow buddies here. They have bonded. She's not completely out of left field. They spend so much time together. And as I said a couple episodes back, like, he does listen to Lucy. As much as he pretends he doesn't, she does affect him, and he does care. Like, yes, of course, the overarching reason he does things for her is because he needs her, but it's also because he cares, right? Like, he does kind of go the extra mile since, like, the finger incident, right? Cutting off her finger was the worst thing he ever did to her. If you notice, since then, he never did anything like that again. So all that to say, there is a bond to some extent, but as I brought out also in other episodes, Coop's got walls a mile high, right? He's not willing to let people in after everything that he's been through. And that's what he's scared of with Lucy, is that if he starts to care about her, it's a weakness, right? And in a world like this, him not having any real attachments has kind of served him, right? Because it's made him a little bit invincible. But anyway, we got a little history on the Deathclaws. We got some history between when Coop met with Robert House, and Robert House basically explained that he had no intention of selling the weapons or the nukes to Vault-Tec, and that he had no intention of being the catalyst that would kick off the nuclear war, but that he did know it was going to happen. And he said that he's got obviously his big fancy calculators, and we saw his little screen situation going on. He claims that his computations converged on an end of the world date on the exact day and time that Coop's daughter was born. And he's like, I don't know, like, that seems interesting that that's the exact date and that event happened. So all that to say that Robert is more of, like, he gives me very much Tony Stark vibes, or maybe not Tony Stark, Tony Stark's dad, if anything, because Tony tried to be a little bit moral and I mean like this much, but Tony's dad, we know, was willing to do whatever it took to follow the numbers, right? And that's what I'm getting from this guy. Even the look of him gives him very much a the Stark look. But anyway, yeah, he's more interested in how the world events are going to happen. And as he said, he wants to get ahead of whatever's going to happen. So he's always coming out on top, so that he's always somewhat in control. And, you know, he said, in my mind, like what gives him peace of mind is feeling like he knows where all the pieces of the puzzle fit. But for whatever reason, he's like, I know there's a correlation with your daughter's birth and with you, but I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to explain it. And that's why he was interested in Coop, and he was hoping that Coop could shed some insight into it. But of course, Coop is not into that type of thinking. And what's more, Coop is the kind of person that I don't think necessarily thinks about what he's going to do until after he does it. If that makes sense. Like, a strategist he is not. So I think that's one of the things, and I said that in the episode, that as much as House like to say, oh, I know everything's like, no, you don't. The fact that you said that tells me you're actually an idiot. Like, yeah, he's clearly intelligent, but intelligence does not equal knowledge, believe it or not. They're not one and the same. And anyway, the point is that for as much as his calculations and algorithms and science is, those things are all based on known variables for the most part. But if there's anything that's chaotic and unknown and unpredictable in this world, it's the human mind and emotions. And that, I think, is why he really could not figure out where to place or how to place Coop, right? Because I think that even Howard was trying to figure out like why Coop made the moves that he did up until this point, right? As far as, like he said, like, your wife's supposed to come to Vegas by herself this weekend, but then you showed up, and then you were supposed to be here to kill me, but then you left the poison in the phone booth. Like, you keep making these choices that I can't really predict, and that makes me wonder why I can't predict you in general, because you're kind of all over the place. In the end, no one really knows the inner thoughts and workings and motivations of another person, not entirely, right? All of us have secrets we never tell anyone. So all that to say that Coop in particular definitely moves in a way that is not linear. He's kind of all over the place. His moral compass is all over the place. I do think he has core principles. I do think he has boundaries. Like that whole conversation that he had with what's her name? With Moldova, where she basically tried to, like I said, poo-poo away the idea of taking someone's life. You know, the way she just said, oh, you're a soldier, you've killed. This is not a big deal. And as I said in the episode, I'm like, there's a big difference between being in an active war combat situation, you know, as a soldier with a mission to do these types of things. And again, like that whole circumstance definitely changes your perspective and why you're going to pick up, you know, a weapon, or why you're going to potentially do something to take someone's life versus, you know, in this case, poisoning someone's drink or shooting them point blank, especially when they've done nothing and are not posing a direct threat to you, right? Those things are not one and the same. And that's the part she was kind of just trying to very much diminish and make it seem like somehow, you know, Coop shouldn't care about it. So as I said, I feel like if she hadn't gone that route and maybe turned it much more around to things he really cared about, like his wife and his daughter, she might have been able to convince him to do it, or at least try. But yeah, she just kind of assumed that she knew Coop, right? And that's kind of the biggest mistake that a lot of people seem to make with him, is assuming that they know him, assuming that they know what he wants, assuming what will appeal to him. Very rarely does he fit expectations where that's concerned. So yeah, anyway, we see that, that whole conversation with Robert was very interesting. Robert is definitely a narcissist. He's also someone who's got actually, I shouldn't say a narcissist. Let me take that back. He's self-absorbed. He's not, because narcissists are actually like delusionally confident, but Robert is very much insecure. He's a very insecure man, actually. But he is self-centered. He is self-important. He does think that he's better than people because of his intelligence and his money. But, you know, the fact that Coop kind of dismissed him and didn't acknowledge him or rate any of those things, you could see was a sore spot for him immediately. That's why he turned to well, your stupid little life, your stupid little family, your small little world, and your stupid career. Like, are we in grade school, pal? Like, calm down, right? If you're so smart and you have all these things and you're so great, what do you care about this man you perceive as so little with his little life? Oh, except for the fact that you don't know him. You don't understand him fully, that he is an anomaly you can't figure out. And let's face it, I think there's a part of you that's just a little bit jealous. Just a little jealous of how ballsy he is. Let's be real. So anyway, that was a lot for him to think about. And I love that they showed the parallels of the ghoul / Coop drinking when a very ambiguous, or maybe not ambiguous, but a morally gray decision is made by him, right? In that past flashback, I believe that the morally gray thing was that he knew what his wife was about to do. He knew about all this stuff, but the fact that he was choosing to kind of go along almost, like the fact that that he didn't decide to try to take Robert's life, because let's be 100%, if Coop really wanted to kill Robert, he could, right? Robert was so confident that Coop wouldn't try it that he probably could have done it. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, letting Robert live, knowing that the cold fusion existed, knowing that his wife was somebody that was going to potentially factor into this whole mess. And then on top of that, having Robert tell him that you are probably, I feel like you might be the thing that actually sets everything off. I feel like you are somehow gonna be the person who starts the end of the world. Like, again, why did Coop get so worked up in that moment, right? Because that was the end of the conversation. But my prediction at this point is that it's not so much that Coop did anything at that point. I think it was more the knowledge that he has it in him to do something crazy, because that is Coop, right? He very much will do something kind of wackadoo out of nowhere. And I think he knew that the truth of what Robert was saying is that he really is an unpredictable wild card, capable of anything, even up to being, world scale bad. If that makes sense. So I feel like that's really what kind of got Coop upset, was that, wow, I've been on this moral high horse around my wife and what she's doing in Vault-Tec, but am I really any better, right? Am I also in the same boat? Am I just as bad? Am I worse, right? So again, maybe I'm misinterpreting that, but that's kind of what I took from that whole kind of interaction. And then, the parallels with the current times where Coop, he kind of started to let Lucy know when they first got there, well, after they hid from the kaijus, telling them that, I'm pretty certain that my wife and kid are here. Like, I've checked all the other vaults that had management, cryos, pods, and this is the only one that I couldn't get to, the only one I couldn't find, so it's gotta be here. And the fact that he knew that that was the case and that somebody who had access to the vault was there, he had already made up his mind, right? That's what he was going to do. I don't think it was originally in his plan to use Lucy as bait for Hank, because he didn't know he would meet Lucy, right? But he realized very quickly, I think where he formulated the plan was when they went to the vault that was on the way to Vegas, where they first saw the dude that Hank had linked up with the brain device. Once he saw that these were the lengths that Hank was willing to go to get Lucy to go back to the vault, I think that's when Coop started to formulate the idea that I have something he wants and he has something I want. So, let's make a deal. Basically, I finally have something to barter with, because otherwise, what did he have, right? Coop couldn't blast his way into Vault-Tec, even if he wanted to. He doesn't have he doesn't have the power to do that. So yeah, I think that's when he made up his mind to do this plan. And, he doesn't feel good about it. Like, that's the reason why the drinking, why he was in a sullen mood the second he got there. The fact that he told her to take the addict doll, like Dick Coop from last season would have just let her stay an addict for as long as that took. But he was like, nah, go take the addict doll, like, get yourself off this stuff so you're not itching and making poor decisions. And, like he says, the least I can do, because I'm about to do something you're going to hate, which is that I'm going to give you up to a man that you don't really trust right now. And that and again, everything that Lucy's done so far was to get answers. That's all she wants. And now if she goes back to her vault, she's not going to get those answers, right? So yeah, Coop is not happy about it. And again, as I said, it proves my point that he does care about Lucy. Would I say she's friend territory yet? Maybe not, but he does care about her. And as I said, I do think there's like a bit of a paternal feeling that he has towards her, because he has a daughter and he never really got to see her grow up because of this whole situation. And I think it's very possible that he sometimes thinks about what Janie could be like, or what that could be, because of Lucy's presence. And seeing that paternal affection that Hank has for Lucy, like, despite the fact that Hank is absolutely a nightmare and needs to go, I think I think it's fair to say that he loves his kids very much. Like, I don't think that was ever a question. I even think he loved his wife to some degree. But either way, it's unfortunately been twisted by all the things that have to do with this insane experiment. So anyway, that was some interesting stuff around the Ghoul. And we see that with Lucy, there wasn't much on her this episode outside of her resorting to stealing, which again, like, I'm not even mad about it at this point. 1,000 cabs is insane. Sorry, Sonny, was it? I mean, RAP fam, but 1,000 cabs, he was going to get busted for that. One way or another, someone's going to bust a cap in you. Bust a cap. Anyway, someone's going to get you. And she caught a body too. Lucy, I mean, in fairness, she shot to maim, but she couldn't have anticipated that him falling back would end up costing him his life. Again, are we all that sad about it? No. I mean, homie did take a life to get that place. So, his karma just came a little faster than he was anticipating. But anyways, just seeing how Lucy has changed a lot because of this whole experience. And again, now that she's hopefully not addicted anymore, more. I think there's going to be a lot for her to process about what's happened in the last like day of her being on the drugs, you know, how her inhibitions just kind of disappeared. And actually, that's a good thing to mention about last episode, because I saw someone comment and say like, how did Lucy go from Miss, you know, happy-go-lucky golden rule to taking out all those ghouls, even the one that wasn't even attacking her? Like how, like that seems like a switch flipped a little bit too easily. And I responded in the comments, but I mean, I'll add on to it here because it kind of is relevant to this situation here, is that I don't think it was a matter of a flip switching, you know, as far as like, oh, now Lucy's a completely different person. I think those principles and a lot of her feelings are still there that we saw last season, but she's been repressing a lot. I don't know if you noticed, but Lucy's the repressor big time. And I think she's also, they've shown that she's very much a people pleaser. She wants to be the good person. She wants to be viewed as exemplary, right? Episode 1, she keeps talking about all the things that make her a good wife and a good candidate for a transfer. And, you know, like you can just tell she cares a lot about being what people expect her to be and like meeting expectations. And when you want to be that person, when you are a people pleaser like that, the sad reality is that you tend to usually repress a lot of your own negative emotions, a lot of your own feelings. And I think that Lucy absolutely does that. Like this experience she's been on since she left the vault has been hell in a handbasket, right? Like she forget about getting a little shock of the real world. She literally had a fire hose in her face with all the new world information, the near-death experiences, the attempts on her life, seeing people, then losing people. Like it's been a lot. And Lucy hasn't really had a lot of time to process any of that because she's had to just continue in fight or flight mode for the most part. So I do think a lot of that, and that's just like in these last couple of weeks she's been on the outside, but I do think even when she was in the vault, there was a lot that she was probably also feeling some type of way about, but just never felt like she could express it. It's just like, you see how it is in the vault. Anytime you try to express any form of dissent, they act like you're crazy, right? So anyway, I just think that there was a lot there, a lot of repressed emotions, and what the drugs did, it didn't turn her into a different person. It removed a lot of her inhibitions, a lot of the things that stopped her from acting on those intrusive thoughts or on those negative thoughts or on her anger or negative emotions. And so, yeah, a lot of that, what, you know, her drug induced stuff was really just her kind of letting some stuff that she's really wanted to let out. And I think that's kind of some of the reason as well why why Coop was half smiling when she was doing it. Like, yeah, some of it was entertaining, but I also think that he kind of felt like, doesn't it feel better now to stop being Mill Miss Goody Two Shoes? And the drugs kind of let you go on a little bit of a tear that you probably needed to do for like the last 15 years. But yeah, for Lucy, she's going to have a lot to process now the drugs are gone, and, you know, that she did a lot of things that had she been sober, she wouldn't have. But I don't think she'll be too hard on herself. You know, she had to adapt. That's something that's been very much a theme since last season. She has to adapt if she's going to be on the surface. So anyway, that was kind of that. She had the whole episode at the store. And then when she came back, you know, obviously finding out that the ghoul had in fact traded her and her agency, really, because that's really what pissed her off more than anything. I don't think she has any issue with going back to the vault. It's about the fact that she wants to confront her father, the fact that she thought she could trust the ghoul, but also the fact that she's not, like I said, you can't put toothpaste back in the tube. Hank is insane, right? That's why, again, I very much think that the device is what he's thinking is he wants, you know, the fact that he said it the way he did. I can erase all your memories, all the pain, all the trauma, all the experiences, and just leave you with the ability to speak and take commands. Like, you can't tell me he doesn't want to do that to Lucy, right? He doesn't like the fact that Lucy is so disappointed in him for what he did. He doesn't like the fact that Lucy knows that he killed her mom. He wants to go back to Lucy being that bright-eyed, naive girl that thinks he's the greatest guy ever. So I really do think that he's planning on seeing if he can put that on Lucy to make her into the perfect model vaulter again and then put her back into a nice little box, because Hank's crazy. Like I said, like it is a sick thing that he wants to do that, but I see it. Right? He just really isn't able to process. He still isn't even processing his guilt from Shady Sands, right? And it also has to be that way because, like I said in the episode, you can't put toothpaste back in the tube. Lucy is exposed to the world. She knows too much. She understands too much. She can't just go back to the vault and pretend everything's the way it was. It's just, once you peep, you can't unpeep. Well, in this case, you can actually. If you put that thing on the back of your neck, you can't unpeep. But, you know, otherwise, there's no other way. Like, Lucy's not going to go back to the vault like this. So that's what I think that Hank's plan is to stick that on the back of Lucy's head, wipe her memory, and send her back as a robot with all the commands that he said of like the old Lucy, the Lucy he wants. That's what he wants to get back. So I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion we're going to end this season potentially on Lucy having that thing on her neck. I don't know. I'm hoping not, but we'll have to see. But even before that, we see that Lucy, you know, when she processes that she's been betrayed. She has that amazing hydraulic, what do you call it? Hydraulic fist. And oh my God, she absolutely delivers the best roundhouse ever to Coop, punching him out the window and impaling him on one of the, looks like a light pole or something. But, as I said, it's deserved, right? Deserved in the sense of, you see how in the end of Coop's flashback, he looks at his wife and he says, we have to talk. And like I said, I think this is where he probably tells her the truth about everything as far as what he knows about her. And I feel like that's probably the thing that it was the catalyst that eventually led to them led to them splitting up. But all that to say is that Coop should have said that to Lucy, right? He could have sat down with Lucy at any point from when he realized his wife and daughter were in the vault that her father was in. Like, he could have said to Lucy, hey, here's the situation. We both want something that's in Vegas. You want your dad, I want my family. But your dad is not going to want to, he's not going to give them up easily. He's not going to be an easy customer. So let's brainstorm. Is there something? Maybe you can work with me. Maybe we can make it seem like we want to talk. I don't know. I don't know what the plan would be. But my point is, he could have tried to include Lucy and see if there was anything they could have done. And again, I feel like the way that Lucy is, she probably would have willingly gone along with whatever plan the ghoul had, just because, again, I feel like she's not completely obtuse to the idea that he wants to protect his family. But the fact that he just kind of went in and assumed that this was the only way, I understand why Lucy was hurt, right? So anyway, as I said, for that reason, for him not believing enough in Lucy to think that maybe she could be helpful in the situation, I feel like he deserved the punch. And also, of course, because he was a dick to her. He was a dick to her about that. But on the other hand, as I said in the episode, Lucy was being a little unreasonable. Like, the fact that she was like, you can't really be considering this. I'm like, huh? Lucy, what? This is literally why this man's been wandering this barren, hellish wasteland for 2 centuries. He wants his family back, and now they're in danger. You think he's not going to do just about anything to stop that from bless you, Lucy. You're not that special. Thankfully, you're Poppy in here, and you are not that important to this man, by any stretch. So anyway, the ghoul is now impaled. We know that's not going to kill him, but it's definitely going to slow him down. We'll see how he gets down. If he gets down, who's going to take him down? But yeah, as I said at the moment, kind of deserved. I'm not that upset about it. Maybe it's Maximus. Maybe Maximus is going to be the one to pull him off that thing. But that was pretty much it for that. And then we had a little bit of Norm this episode. Norm and the other vaultees, they made it back to the building that they all remember last. And we got a throwback to the couple we met back in episode 1 or 2 of season 1. The ones who took care of Lucy and the ones who took care of the guy she was traveling with. And anyway, they, I guess Lucy kind of made them a bit soft, because they, instead of just kind of screaming in their faces to get lost, we see that they just said, listen, the world ain't the same. Don't make the mistake your sister did. Go back in the vault now. You're safer there. And we see that this lady is pretty much trying to kill Norm's hope about her life. But, I love that Norm knows his sister. He's like, you don't know my sister. She may seem really soft, but she's a lot tougher than she looks. On top of that, he was trying to find out more about this. Now I just know it's FEV. But anyways, the FEV. We all know that he lied about being in the know and being Bud's assistant, so he wanted to try to find out information. But unfortunately, curly-head loser was very observant. So yeah, unfortunately, Norm got found out, and this guy tried to kill him. But again, I feel like he didn't kill Norm for a reason, right? Because I think he knew that he let go before Norm died. Because I thought, does he think Norm's dead? But I really don't think so. I think he knew that Norm wasn't dead. He just got him very close. So what he's gonna do now, I think... What were they saying? That the girl was saying that now because Norm woke them up, he broke the promise that they were all made as to why they signed up for the vault in the first place, because they were supposed to not be woken up, of course, until the world was all shiny again. But now that he woke them all up, I don't think they can go back in the pods. So now they feel like now we're here and the world's still shit and we have nothing. They still don't know that Bud's a brain in a jar either. So I think the reason why Dude Bro did not kill Norm is because he knows he doesn't know this world, right? Really and truly, Norm is kind of his only way back into a vault, first and foremost, but there's nothing about the surface that he knows. There's nowhere for him to go. There's, I'm saying, Norm's the closest thing to civilization they have. So I feel like that's the main reason he changed his mind, because I do think he was going to kill Norm. But I think he recognized while he was doing it that would probably not serve him and this group well. So we'll have to see what happens to Norm after this. I mean, survival of the fittest is going to be, I guess. But I don't know. We might get a reunion. Maybe Lucy and Norm are gonna meet up on the surface somehow. I'm very interested to see what they're doing with Norm's storyline though, because it's very interesting, this whole surface group and him being out here learning more about the world, learning more about current events, learning that Lucy's still out there somewhere. Yeah, I feel like we're doing this for a reason outside of just something to do with the vaults, right? Especially when the vaults are still having their whole water crisis and other things happening. So yeah, I'm somewhat interested to see where they're going to go with that one. But that was pretty much the episode. Again, very much kind of a reflective one, more of us getting to know Coop and more potentially around his motivations. And I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love and I'll see you in the next one.